Do your actions align with your values? Do your current actions align with your definite of purpose? If you are living life from day to day and don't have a definite purpose of what you want to do in life, want to achieve, want to plan, then you're just going to be living life in chaos. What you need to be focusing on, and anyone in general, if they're, lost, not doing exactly what they want to do, don't know what they want to do, they need to come back to reality and figure out what their own definite of purpose is. Because definite of purpose is basically the thing that's going to keep you on track in life. If you don't know what your purpose is, or if you are having a hard time finding it, you're not going to know where to go, right? But if you have a specific purpose and like an end goal of what you want to do, what you want to achieve, what you want to accomplish, you can at least put some action plans in place to get there to, again, achieve that purpose, your purpose. And it gives you an actual purpose to do something, right? Where a lot of the times people get caught up in the day to day, oh, I need to get this job, or like I want to make X amount of money so I can go on this trip or go party and get fucked up, like whatever, right? That's not a purpose. Like getting fucked up is not a purpose. Going and accomplishing one specific goal, like, buying a specific watch, buying a specific house, whatever. Like that can be like something along your journey that you want to purchase and want to have. But you need to figure out what your overall purpose is. And if you cannot figure out what your goal and your purpose is, again, you're going to never get there. You're never going to get to what you want to achieve and where you want to achieve it because you don't even know what it is. So the only really way that you can kind of figure out what your definite purpose is to self-reflect, take some time to kind of think yourself, meditation. What kind of has been helping me quite a bit finding when I was looking for my definite purpose was books, right? And I'm not talking about like a bunch of different books. I'm talking about finding a book that I really resonated with. Napoleon Hill's, like, I mean, you're going to have to look for like some old stoics and philosophers, people like that, because they're kind of thinking outside the box that, they didn't really have, I feel like, all these distractions that are going on. And that's probably why people in this day and age don't know what their definite purpose is, because there's so much going on, right? Like first off, we have this phone in our pocket that is going off 24/7. Every single app in the planet that's on there that's distracting us. Boom, notification here, notification here, notification here, post here. How many likes am I getting on my story? How many likes am I getting on my post? It's the same shit. It's just distraction. That's all it is. You are now becoming a consumer. And when you are becoming a consumer only and not a creator, that is where big problems arise, and that's when you get distracted. So the only way that you can avoid this is becoming a creator. Instead of becoming a consumer, you become a creator. And what are you going to create? I don't know. What skill do you have? Like, what do you want to learn? Obviously, you do have to consume things to learn to get to a specific skill level. So consuming is important when you're learning and growing. But if you're only just consuming and you're consuming a bunch of bullshit, that's all you're going to become. If you are just on TikTok scrolling at funny videos or Instagram, posting stupid shit, or you're consuming alcohol, you're consuming poison, you're consuming all this shit that's not getting you anywhere, that's where you're going to run into some problems. And again, just get distracted from your definite purpose. Now, let's say, there's a time and place for everything where you want to go and have some enjoyment. You want to let loose. You want to have some fun. Like, I get it. I'm all about that shit. That's one of the things I love to do the most, right? I love to have fun with friends, have fun with some family, like get back, have a party at my house. But does that align with what my goals are for that day or for that month or for that week? Like, no, usually it actually takes me off track. So let's say I'm like completely on track, totally freaking dialed. Diet has been perfect. Workout, I haven't missed a freaking beat, waking up early. But okay, we have this party that's going on, and I go in there a different person than I come out, because I go in there maybe saying I'm not going to drink that much or I'm not going to do this. But then you come out hammered, you end up staying too long, you took one too many drinks, you're hungover the next day. You are losing your purpose. You are distracted by the fun, right? So, I was reading this book the other day that was saying something about let's say you're on a ship, right? You're on a ship to a destination. That's fine if the ship pulls over and you want to get off. You want to go look at some seashells, maybe get try and catch a fish. But when the ship captain announces that he's going to be leaving, you better be getting back on that ship. And in this scenario, you are the captain of your own ship. You have to be the one in control of your own ship and your destination, your destiny. So you need to have a definite purpose of where you want to go. You need to be steering that same ship of where you are going, and then make sure that you don't have these distractions throughout the whole time as well. Again, I'm not saying to never have fun, to never eat some good food, but do it in moderation. If you're going to go out and you are going to have a couple of drinks or whatever, that's the hard part, right? Because most people, if you do have an alcohol problem or you have a substance problem or you have a food addiction or something like that, most people can't just have a couple of drinks. Like me, I can't really just go have a couple of drinks because 2 drinks turns into 10. I'm the last one leaving the party. It just is what it is. So instead of me going to those distractions, I say, well, does this align with my purpose and my values of what I'm trying to accomplish right now? Most of the time it doesn't. So if you don't put yourself in those scenarios, you're not going to have that issue. Just like, let's say you're trying to be on a diet and eat good food. If you have a bag of Oreos in the pantry, how tempted are you going to be to go eat them? The probability of you going and eating those box of Oreos or you having to drive to the store to go buy those Oreos is completely on a different level. You are way less likely to go into your or go to all the way to the store, buy a big box of fucking cookies or whatever else, bring it back and eat it if it's 9 or 10 o'clock at night, then if it's in your pantry. If it's in your pantry tempting you there, it's going to be there. So you need to realize and put yourself in the type of situations that you think are going to yield you the best results for what path you're on and your ultimate desire of whatever your definite purpose is, right? So don't be, we all have desires. We all have things we want. We all have things we want to do. But again, figuring out what your definite of purpose is. And it's only your definite purpose. You can't have the same one as someone else. Maybe you might have a similar one, but you might have something else. Maybe your family has been poor and broke and never had any success, or they're major alcoholics and you're trying to be one of the first that has not been that way, or you just want to accomplish a specific goal. You're the only one in control of it. You can't blame anyone else. There's no way around it. You are in control of your destiny. You may have been dealt a bad hand, but that's fine. Play the hand that you are dealt like it was the one you wanted. That's the only thing you can do. Because, you can sit there and complain and cry about it, but no one's going to come and rescue you. You can just be like, woe is me. This isn't the hand I wish I was dealt. I wish I was, living in a freaking mansion or grew up, in a rich whatever. But I have plenty of rich friends that were the most smartest kids I've ever met. All their parents were super wealthy, put them to prep schools, the best circumstances you could ask for if you're a kid. Half of them are either freaking dead from drug overdoses, or they're still addicted to drugs and I just can't even associate with them anymore. And even if I wanted to, I probably couldn't because they're just not even there. They're totally disconnected. And do I even want to hang out with those types of people anyways? No, because does it align with what my goal is, what my definite purpose is? My purpose, in my opinion, one of them is to help people grow, change for the better, because I've been in certain situations and circumstances myself where I didn't freaking, I wasn't being my best self. But you can only help people who want to change, and you can't ever change that. And that's why there are so many addicts and so many freaking people with all these problems. Because, you don't think that anyone has tried to help most of these addicts? I'd say about 99.9% of the addicts, most people have tried to help. But if someone does not want to be helped, you can't do anything. It's on their own terms. It's on their own terms. If they want to change, if they want to become that better person, sometimes they don't think that it's, there's anything even wrong. So realize that you are the only one in control of you. You aren't in control of anyone else. You are just in control of how you react to your surroundings. So whatever situation you're in, whatever the case may be, it's up to you. It's up to you. Like I said, people have been dealt better hands for sure. I'm not gonna lie. Like, like maybe if I was, if I was like handicapped or something, like that would be like a rougher hand. Like I wasn't dealt a good hand in wealth or anything like that. Like, I mean, I'm living in a decent area and I have my health, but we were freaking broke as hell. Like, I was sitting there getting like 40-cent lunches at the school for free growing up, and I liked it. I mean, that's all I knew at the time too. So it's all how you like really position yourself. You can be like, woe is me, I don't get to get like the nice pizza and all the sodas and stuff at lunch at school. I didn't get to go to private school. I didn't get to go to this. I didn't get to get every shoe I wanted growing up. Like, that means I just can't succeed. No, those are actually the people that can succeed the best, because they've already. I mean, there's only up from there, right? There's only up. If you start here, so like let's say here's the scale, right? If you start like at the bottom, like let's say you even drop to rock bottom, like cool, dude. That's like you're not very far from rock bottom. You have so much potential to go up. Let's say if you start here, here's the scale, you start here. Like, again, some of my wealthier friends who have had a real big addiction problems and just freaking fell right on their face. They fell to rock bottom because they already had it so easy. There was so much more of a gap to fall. So wouldn't you want to be on the like lower end gap to where it's like, hey, I have nothing to lose and only everything to gain, rather than, hey, the world is mine. I'm like entitled. You don't really know what real life is about. Because that's the other thing too, is I feel like when you're growing up young and you don't really know exactly what life's about, because life is tough and not easy, and you have everything handed to you, when you get into the real world, shit's a lot harder. If you kind of had a little bit of a rougher upbringing, or just didn't have like as privileged of a life as some of these people, you are going to be able to scale it so much quicker, because you know where you came from, like you just have more room to grow. But really, anything is a possibility. It just really is up to you. So with that being said, just make sure that, like anything in life, find your definite of purpose. Find any purpose of really what your life goal is, and that's going to help you stay on track for the long term. Because at that point, again, you're the captain of the ship. Definite of purpose is the destiny and the goal. You have to steer the ship to where your end goal of that purpose is, and try to avoid any potential mistakes or errors along the way. Mistakes or errors are going to happen, but if you can mitigate them as much as possible, that's going to help you get there quicker. That's going to, prevent you from wanting to give up. And that's the other thing too. A lot of people give up too early. A lot of people give up way too early. Napoleon Hill in Think and Grow Rich had a story about one, I think he was a gold miner, and he had like a vein of gold that ran out. He couldn't find like where this vein of gold was anymore. So he got pissed off. He decided, I'm going to go and I'm just done looking. I'm going to sell it to this one, like, I think he was like a trash guy or something like that. Sold it to his land for the trash guy. The trash guy hired some experts, came and found it, and he was like feet away from the vein of gold. The guy became like a whatever it was at that time, multi-millionaire. He finds that out and he's like, shit. He inches away from giving up because it just didn't go his way. And usually when you feel like giving up, that's the time that you're going to succeed, because it's like everything tests you. It's like a stress test, to where you're going to be so stressed out trying to get to this end destination and figure it out. And that, I think, is the whole point. Like, the whole point isn't like really succeeding. It's the journey to get there. It's the journey of like getting there, because once you actually achieve that goal, like really, like it's about like having these little dopamine hits and like wins along the way. Like, boom, I just won. Oh, that's awesome. I figured this out. Oh, cool. Once you actually like reach the top of the hill and like hit that peak, which is the goal, like, the end result, like that's when it kind of starts to peak off. So just know, like, if you're being stressed out, like, and you're doing it for the, your purpose, and you're on your freaking goal to getting there, like those are the parts that like you just have to push through just a little bit more, and usually the win is on the other side. So as long as you continuously keep pushing, you're going to get there. And that's the cool part. Life isn't, whoever said life was going to just be so easy and like you're supposed to be happy in life all the time. Like, I don't think that's how I grew up. Like I was happy and like I didn't give a shit what I had. I could be freaking out skateboarding, just rolling around, running around outside. Everything was amazing. Now we have all this depression, all this other shit. I think there's a lot of standards to succeed. So that's the other thing too, is like you don't also have to have this crazy definite purpose goal of accomplishing these major freaking dreams. Like your dream could be whatever you want it to be, and as long as you like that's actually what your intention is, like, and what you want to accomplish, that's the most important thing, right? Like a couple years ago, all I wanted to do was really just get enough money to like kind of kick back, relax, and like enjoy my life. And, you know, I would say I'm definitely there, but for some reason I have this weird addiction to where I just continuously want to do more, you know? And then if I feel like I'm not, I feel stressed out because I'm like guilty from not working hard enough or whatever else. So who knows? It's all dependent on the person. But I feel more comfortable doing stuff, learning, implementing, trying to get better day by day. And that's the other thing too. You just want to have a constant state of growth, continuous growth, something every single day that you're going to keep getting better, going to that purpose that you have, staying in line with your values and what you believe as a person. So that's all I got for you guys. Keep on track, keep doing what you're doing, figure out really what you want to do in life. It's only going to be dependent on what you want to do and no one else. I don't care if it's your mom, your dad, your freaking spouse. Like, you figure out what is important to you in life and what you want to achieve and do it, because you're the only one that has one life, and it's your life. Like, you don't want to be disrespectful to your family, like, you know, and do certain things like that's like unethical, right? But I don't care what your parents or your freaking mom or your dad or your grandma like wanted you to do. Like, do what you want to do. That you don't have. There's only so much time on this planet, and you need to spend it how you want to be doing it. But figure out what your purpose is, what you want to be doing, and go do it. Much love. Peace out.